This is a video tutorial showing you how to work the knit and lift, noted as KL, in the Beneath a Winter Sky pattern. If you'll notice, when you work the main color, which is the light airy lace, when you strand across with the fingering weight, you have these long strands across the back when you're working the portion of slip stitches. And the intention of this shawl is to try and have all of these little areas here unobstructed so that you don't have this slipped section of fingering weight hanging down. So what I've done is I've put together something called knit and lift. And what you're going to do is, you'll see it's designated as KL within the pattern. You're going to knit the next stitch where KL is designated. And then what you want to do is you want to scoot your needle down and also pick up that float that's across the back. And you're going to knit both your stitch and that float together. So then you'll knit the next stitch regularly as noted. Then you're going to knit and lift again. So the easiest way to do this is to slip that stitch where you're going to work the knit and lift stitch, and then stick your needle once again under that float. Put your yarn over your needle and then slip both the float and the stitch over your working yarn. I'll show that to you again. So I've worked 3 stitches. I'm now up to the KL designation in the pattern. And you can see behind here that there's a long float that was used when you slipped the 5 stitches in the previous row. So I'm going to take this stitch, just slip it onto my right hand needle, turn my fabric a little bit, grab that long float underneath. I'm going to wrap my yarn around the needle. I'm going to slip the float that I've picked up and the stitch over my working yarn. So what happens is I basically secured this float with this stitch and it lifts it up so it's not sitting directly behind this group of stitches. So I'm going to knit the next stitch. And then once again, I have a KL, so I'm going to slip the stitches if I'm going to knit it. I'm going to put my needle from the front to the back underneath this float in the back, wrap my yarn around, and again slip the float and then slip the stitch over my working yarn. And if you look, what happens is that that float that was hanging down here, which you can see it hanging right here, is no longer hanging down behind these stitches. So when I go to block this, the intention of this is because it's beneath a winter sky, I want to mimic stars. So I want it to have a clear back to it, and that's what happens when you work the knit and lift stitch. And that's it.